The scariest thing isn't your cat scratching you. It's that the moment your footsteps enter the room, they disappear without a trace. No collar bell, no meow, just a tail slipping behind a chair, a pair of eyes staring at you from the crack of a closet, or a food bowl that mysteriously empties at midnight while you're asleep. Here's the bad news. Those signs aren't being picky or acting snobby. That's your cat saying very clearly, around you, I am not safe. The good news? That sense of safety can be rebuilt if you understand the language of fear properly. Not by forcing cuddles, not by picking them up every day so they'll get used to it, but with a very specific, gentle, but disciplined plan over 14 to 30 days. In this video, you'll get the different ways cats hide and what fear level they've currently assigned to you, what is happening in your cat's brain and stress hormones when they see you, a 14 to 30-day protocol to rebuild trust like a trust bank account, tiny mistakes that are enough to wipe out all your progress, and a checklist to know whether your cat has started to trust you again. Stay until the end, and you'll walk away with a concrete 2 to 4 week plan, not just vague advice like, give it time and they'll get used to you. 1. Super deep hiding. Completely vanished. You walk all around the house and can't even find a single whisker. Not on the couch, not under the table, not on the windowsill. Finally, you discover your cat flattened under a cabinet, wedged behind the washing machine, pressed tight behind the fridge, the kind of places where if they could crawl into the wall, they probably would. This is no longer casual avoidance for fun. This is the level of, I want to disappear from this world. These are often cats who have just moved into a new home, cats who have been chased away, trapped, or grabbed before, or have just gone through a very clear shock, being chased too roughly for fun, being forced to be held, or having a loud noise explode right next to their ears. To you, it was no big deal. To them, it was the exact moment their brain flipped into maximum survival mode. Biologically, this is a freeze plus hide response at the extreme. Your cat's brain has lumped you, your footsteps, the sound of the door opening, the keys, even the smell of your shoes into one group labeled danger, stay away. Stress hormones like cortisol and adrenaline spike, and the body picks the safest strategy. Lie still, cut off all interaction, and burn as little energy as possible. The less they appear, the more they feel invisible and temporarily safe. With cats that hide like this, assume that the trust bank account between you and them is deeply overdrawn. There is no such thing as walking in, reaching under, dragging them out, hugging them so they get used to it, and then everything magically gets better. For the entire 14 to 30-day protocol, everything has to be extremely gentle. No touching, no dragging them out to socialize, no forcing them to appear before they're ready. The very first goal is not, they let me hold him, but simply, your presence no longer equals danger. 2. Hiding up high, avoiding you while guarding the escape route. This time, you don't find your cat under the furniture. You look up, and there they are, stationed on top of the wardrobe, the bookshelf, the fridge, the high window ledge. A small, curled-up shadow in a spot you can hardly reach, round eyes watching you from above, ears tracking every step you take in the room. This is a very professional cat hiding style. I don't fully trust you yet, but I want to observe you from a safe place. From up high, your cat has 2 crucial things, a full view and an escape route. They can see the whole room, follow your movements, read your body language, while keeping a ready path to bolt if something happens. They're not completely disappearing from your world, they're just switching to long-distance surveillance mode. Behavior-wise, this is a state of high alert, but still relatively clear-headed. You'll notice eyes wide but not bulging in panic, ears swiveling constantly, tail tucked close to the body, flicking slightly now and then. body not flattened to the floor, but held in a position from which they can stand up at any moment. There is stress, there is worry, but not the total meltdown of the super deep hiding level. The good news, cats who hide up high like this are usually easier to earn back. In the trust bank, you're no longer at absolute negative. You're in the under close surveillance group. Every time you show up and you don't stare, you don't reach up to grab them, you don't pull them down to get them used to it. You just quietly do your thing, speak softly, place some food where they can see it but don't have to come close. Your cat's brain records one more line. Okay, sometimes this person appears and nothing bad happens. Those little recorded lines, repeated enough times, become the foundation for the days that follow, slowly moving you from subject under surveillance to creature that can be tolerated in the same room. 3. Hiding but staring, body tight like a bowstring. This time, your cat doesn't vanish, and they don't climb to the top of the wardrobe either. They pick a half-hidden, half-open spot, behind a chair leg, under the table, behind a curtain, next to a box. Only the head sticks out. 2 round eyes fixed on you without blinking, ears slightly tilted back, body held low to the ground, ready to slip deeper into the shadows at the slightest startle. This is a hiding style with a very clear message. I'm scared, but I also need to keep an eye on you. They don't want to lose track of you. They need to know where you are in the room, what your hands are doing, which way you're moving, how fast you're walking. This is a state of over-alertness, hypervigilance, like when you sit in a room but keep turning your head because you feel something is off. If you look closely, you'll see their body is tight like a pulled string. Eyes wide, pupils dilated to take in as much information as possible, ears slightly flattened but still rotating toward each tiny sound, body trembling slightly or changing position very slowly, always ready to sprint away. Inside, their heart is usually beating faster, breathing is shallow and quick. The nervous system is stuck between 2 commands, hide more and stay to watch a bit longer. Because of that, a single tiny mistake from you, reaching in just to check, trying to pet them to get used to it, or lowering your face close to them, can blow up all that silent observation work. Your brain will upgrade you from suspicious subject to someone to avoid as much as possible. In the trust bank, cats who hide like this are like a person who still leaves the door slightly open but with their hand gripping the lock. Every time you walk by without pretending to scare them, without reaching in, without calling repeatedly, you're depositing a tiny amount. You walked by and didn't startle me. You sat down and didn't try to touch me. You know I'm here, but you're not forcing me to come out. 4. Hiding with trembling, fast breathing, glued to the floor. Sometimes you don't have to search long. You see your cat right there, by the chair leg, in the corner, next to the cabinet. But what chills you isn't where they're hiding, it's how they exist there. The whole body is pressed flat to the floor, belly almost touching the ground, tail wrapped tight against the body, shoulders hunched, legs tucked in, eyes wide and staring, breathing fast, chest heaving, sometimes even shaking. The moment you move a bit, they either bolt away or freeze even harder. This is a very clear level of fear. I think I'm about to get hurt. Unlike the super deep hiding that feels like I want to disappear from the world, this looks more like a panic attack on the spot. Your cat's sympathetic nervous system, the fight or flight system, is fully switched on. Heart pounding, muscles tensed, brain down to one priority: survive. Fight, run, or freeze. Eating, playing, curiosity, all temporarily shut down. If this state goes on, you may see other signs: refusing food, hiding so long they skip the litter box, diarrhea, vomiting, duller fur. At that point, it's no longer just a slightly timid personality. It's a welfare and health warning. A cat that is so scared they flatten to the ground, shaking and panting every time you come near, is living in a body that is constantly worn down by stress. In these cases, you need to slow the making friends process another notch. You do not put your hands on them, do not drag them out, don't try holding them so they'll get used to it, and don't parade them around to strangers to make them braver. The first job is to make sure they are still eating, drinking, and using the litter box. If they stop eating for more than 24 hours, you need to contact a veterinarian immediately. Don't wait for "they'll adjust eventually." Only when their body is less panicked can we even start talking about rebuilding trust. With this group, every step has to be as gentle as stepping onto thin ice. Slow, small, but precise, so their brain has a chance to learn a new sentence. Being near you no longer means pain. 5. Part-time hiding, only hiding in certain situations. There are cats who, on a normal day, still walk around the house, still eat, still flop in the middle of the room. But as soon as a specific, familiar scenario repeats, you stand up too quickly, you pull a chair back roughly, you hold a broom or mop, the room suddenly gets crowded and noisy, or you reach down from above, they instantly vanish under the cabinet or behind a chair as if someone hit a button. The message here isn't, "I'm scared of you," it's, "I'm only scared of certain things you do." Your cat's brain has stitched together scattered pieces of memory, being chased for play, being grabbed as a photo prop, being shooed away with a broom, into very specific warning scenes. So when you're sitting calmly and speaking softly, they're fine. But as soon as that exact combo of sounds and movement shows up, the hiding switch gets flipped. In the trust bank, this relationship isn't negative across the board. It's heavily in the red around a few particular behaviors. If you pay close attention to when exactly they hide, what you were doing, what you were holding, how you were moving, you'll start seeing very clear patterns. From there, the 14 to 30-day protocol no longer becomes "be generally nice," but becomes a deliberate change in how you stand up, how you hold objects, how you introduce strangers, so that each old trigger gradually gets paired with a safer experience. From the outside, all you see is a cat hiding. But inside, their brain is doing one very specific job: scoring how safe you are. All it takes is one moment that was too much to handle, being chased, grabbed from above, forced to be held, shooed away from a sleeping spot, a loud noise exploding right next to their ears, and your cat's brain will screenshot your face, your voice, your footsteps, your smell, the whole room, and save it all into a folder called Dangerous. Next time, when even a tiny piece from that folder repeats, the jingle of keys, a shadow walking past, a hand reaching down from above, the alarm area in the brain, the amygdala, doesn't sit there thinking, "Maybe today is different." It fires one instant command: hide! Stress hormones rise, heart rate goes up, muscles tense, eating, curiosity, being well behaved, all shut down. The only priority left is survival. That's why a cat glued to the floor, shaking and panting, has zero space left in their system to be polite to their owner. The bad news: a cat's brain holds on to fear very stubbornly. Every time you repeat one of the big mistakes tied to those 5 hiding styles above, the fear pathway gets carved even deeper. The good news: they can still learn again. The brain doesn't delete the dangerous folder, but it can create a new one called safe if enough times your cat sees you appear and nothing bad happens. The easiest way to understand this is to picture your relationship with your cat as a trust bank account. Each time you show up, move gently, don't touch, don't startle them, and allow them the right to hide if they want, you're depositing a little bit. Each time you chase, drag them out of their hiding spot, force hold them, let strangers grab them or snatch them from above, you're making a big withdrawal. And just like in real life, one big withdrawal can wipe out a lot of small deposits. From this point on, every detail in the 14 to 30-day protocol revolves around one question. Is this action putting more into my cat's trust account, or is it taking away from it? There is no 3-day trick. You only do one thing right every day. You deposit a little more into the trust bank account and avoid repeating the big mistakes tied to the 5 hiding styles. Phase 1. Stop making your cat more afraid, about days 1 to 3. Keep the safe room they've chosen exactly as it is, under the cabinet, the corner of the room, the top of the wardrobe. Absolutely no dragging them out, no reaching in with your hands. Support them with towels, water, food, and/or litter box within reach, and reduce noise and heavy movement around that area. Several times a day, just walk into the room, move slowly, speak softly, do something for a bit, then leave. No calling, no touching. If your cat stops eating, is panting, or is avoiding the litter box for more than 24 hours, this is a job for a veterinarian, not a getting used to it exercise. Phase 2. Show up without intruding, about days 3 to 7. At mealtimes, place the bowl at a distance from the hiding spot where they could step out to eat, and then step back to a place where they still feel safe. Sit slightly turned to the side, don't stare, don't hold out your hand. If they sneak out to eat when you turn away or wait until you leave the room to eat, that's still fine. The important thing is what their brain is recording. This person is here, plus there is food, plus no one is grabbing me. Still avoid all the big mistakes from the 5 facts. No dragging, no pulling from above, no cornering them in their hiding spot, and no hugging when they're flattened to the ground. Phase 3. Let your cat be the one to approach. About days 8 to 14. Choose one fixed place to sit each day. Lower your body, keep your hands low and open, and don't reach down from above their head. You can place a treat or toy slightly closer to you, but always leave a wide, clear escape route. If they only dare sniff your hand and walk away or inch closer for a few seconds, then hide again, that still counts as progress. The moment you see ears flatten, eyes tense, body flattening down, you stop and back off half a step. Don't push further to get them used to it. Phase 4. Live normally while softening the old triggers from about day 15 onward. When they're already willing to move around, eat, and lie in the same room as you, you start reintroducing the situations that used to make them hide, standing up, holding a broom, a noisy house, but in a softer version. Warn them before you stand up, rise slowly, don't walk straight toward them, carry the broom past them without pointing it at them, tell guests not to pick them up or grab them from above. Every time an old trigger appears without being followed by a bad experience, the safe file in their brain gets a bit bigger and the dangerous file gets a bit smaller. Each week, you only need to quickly check in with yourself with these 3 questions. Are they still hiding all day, or are they appearing within your line of sight more often? When you enter the room, do they still flatten to the ground and pant, or can they now relax, groom, and slow blink? Each day, do you have at least one moment of you enter, you don't startle them, you don't touch, you leave peacefully? The more yes answers you have, the more that trust account is growing, and the being close, allowing cuddles, and being held part will come on its own afterward. Imagine a completely ordinary day. You open the door and walk into the room. It's still the same old chair, the same wardrobe, the same space under the bed. But this time, instead of a tail vanishing, there's a small head peeking out, hesitating for a moment, then staying there, watching you. No cuddling, no picking up, just not running away. For a cat that used to hide from you, that alone is a huge step. Cats don't hide because they're stuck up or ungrateful. They hide because in their mind, you have been paired with a feeling of danger. What you're doing now, reading each hiding style correctly, stopping the big mistakes that go with it, checking their health when something seems off, and showing up at least once a day in a calm way, without touching, without startling them, is exactly how you slowly rewrite the label safe over your own image. After a few weeks, don't ask, when will they let me hold them? Ask instead, how much less did they hide today compared to yesterday? If one day they dare stay in the same room, give you a slow blink, then turn away to groom themselves, understand that as them saying, I'm trying to trust you again, just a little more. And if this video helps you understand your cat better, hit like, leave a comment about your cat's hiding style, and share it with someone who is struggling because their cat keeps hiding from them. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss future content that helps us build a home where our cats truly feel safe. If your cat is hiding along with not eating, signs of pain, or unusual behavior changes, remember, a veterinarian should always be the first place you turn to.